We again welcome UFC welterweight Tim Means. Tim, thank you for the time today, sir.
Yeah, thanks for having me. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. We will take the first set of questions from Gabriel Gonzalez with Caveside Press.
Hello, Tim. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing very well, thank you. So can you just walk us through getting the call up to take the fight with Mike Perry?
Yeah, I was already getting ready for the November 14th card. They had offered me an opponent for that card, and then about a week had went by, and we hadn't heard anything from the UFC or the other opponent, and then we got a contract with Mike Perry's name on it.
A lot of people are going to be bringing this up. He's bringing his girlfriend and just his, everyday buddy to be in his corner. I mean, as his opponent who's been getting ready and doing everything, how do you feel about him doing that?
That's not my business. My business is to be ready on my own end and go from there.
For yourself, I mean, as a fighter, what do you most want to show in a fight like this? We know that everyone's expecting the banger, but what do you most want to show as a martial artist?
I want to show just getting my hand raised, being well-rounded, and sticking to the game plan, staying focused, and like I said, just getting my hand raised.
In your mind, what's a perfect fight against Mike Perry look like?
A knockout in 8 seconds.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
We will take the next set of questions from Cote Cruz with the 4-to-Win podcast.
Hi, team. Do you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
How you doing, sir? Good to talk to you.
How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you for being here with us today. I would like to know how was that you took the fight on short notice? Did the UFC offer it to you? Did you ask for it?
They offered me the fight. I'll schedule to fight somebody else in November, or the 14th of November, and then we got a contract with Mike Perry's name on it, so we signed that one, and here we are.
So what's your opinion on Mike Perry? How do you see this fight going on?
My opinion is he has a lot of heart. He's very durable, and he's a strong guy, so I have to make his big punches miss and pick him apart from the outside and get a finish later in this fight.
Fair enough. You have 16 years of career, more than 20 UFC fights. How would you describe the experience of being in the most important promotion in the world and proving yourself against the most dangerous fighters?
It's awesome to work with the UFC. I've gotten to know the employees very well, and they take great care of us when we're here at the shows. Even have employees that reach out and check on us the next day after fights and make sure that we're good. I couldn't be happier to work with the UFC. I've been here since I think 2012, so I plan on finishing my career here and riding off in the sunset.
You're 36 years old now. What's the motivation behind every training for you to keep pushing to be the best?
The motivation is a paycheck. I get to put clothes on my kids' back, and I get to pay my light bill and keep the heat and electricity on. So making money and putting it in my bank account is the most important part of this.
How long would you expect to continue to compete in MMA?
Right now, as long as I'm able to keep learning and I'm not dealing with a whole bunch of bad injuries. I broke my leg and my ankle, last year. I think is pretty much the worst injury I've had doing this. So as long as I can stay in shape and the willingness to learn is still there, I'm open-minded and my body can handle it. I have at least 2-3 more years doing this.
This is your second fight during the pandemic. How has been the training in this context, and how is the experience of fighting without audience for you?
The experience without the audience is the same. Once the cage gets locked, you get punched in the face, you don't realize there's no people out there at all, only the dude that's trying to hurt you. Training through the pandemic has been a little tricky based on the fact that we have to make sure all of our athletes and training partners are healthy, and not just that we're healthy at home, but we're not sending stuff back to our families, or that we're healthy at work, but we're not sending things back to our families. So we have to think about everybody as a whole in this. And I think the world in general has lost sight of that we're all in this together. And if we're not helping one another, we're each other's worst enemy. And that's just kind of the way it's gone. At FitHB, we make sure that we're taking care of one another. We're calling and checking on one another, and we're worried about each other's families all the same. So the pandemic's been tricky, but it's still a hell of a time to get in a fist fight.
You've been through a lot of complicated experiences in your life, but MMA changed your life, and you've expressed to be an example, to wanting to be an example for your family, your community. How would you describe MMA